Shay, go ahead.
Oh, no, you guys got up to kind of a comfortable lead in the second half, they got back in it, and just overall, with both halves, what'd you think?
I thought, yeah, the lead that got comfortable was in the first half. And then, you know, I thought, obviously, there were some decent things that we did, but the first 3 minutes of the second half was the biggest negative, coming out of the timeout, coming out halftime like that. But we did some good things. You know, statistically, we actually guarded them pretty well. Statistically, but I didn't think during the start of the second half, I thought that was about as poor as we could play from an energy standpoint defensively, but there were times where it was actually pretty good. So you know, it was a W. It was pretty bland. I thought the most exciting plays of the game, no question, was when we could get the ball to KJ on short rolls, where he could show his explosiveness, because everything else was, you know, just kind of get through it. But we did some good things, and you know, glad we won, but certainly we need to get better.
Coach, there's been a lot of attention on the 3 big lineup. How'd you think of the 3 small lineup today with Diggy, Shaq, and Quano out there together?
Okay, I'm gonna ask, can I ask you a question? There's been a lot of attention.
A lot of questions.
From who? Who would ask that question? But from the small lineup, it wasn't a small lineup intentionally. It was just trying to get, you know, guys in the game that I thought had the best chance to have good possession. And, you know, fortunately, you know, we played Diggy enough where he had a chance to shoot the ball a little bit, because he was, you know, those 8 points he scored for us in the second half were very important.
And then what did you think in that first time out after that 8-2 run? What was the message to the guys? Were you doing the talking? Was there any players stepping up trying to fire guys up?
I would say majority of the talking was probably done by me, but it was whatever was said during the timeout. I don't think it really worked very well. I didn't think we came out and was a lot more fired up after that, or played with a lot more energy defensively. But guys, when we guard, we can guard. We guard, and then you know, we just become very, very average instantly when we don't have that same defensive intensity and energy. You know, and I thought our bench tonight was okay, but other than Diggy, I really didn't feel like there was a lot of contributions off the bench. Diggy and Floyd, excuse me. Floyd did some good things.
Coach, what is it that KJ does so well out of that short roll scenario that puts stress on the defense?
Momentum moving forward. You know, he can find in the pocket. Although I think he can do it a lot better. I think that of the times that we get it, we can get it twice as much, if in fact that he would focus on that. And I think a lot of that maybe is, you know, playing too many minutes. But he's good in there. And the other thing that he's good at, he's a good passer. You know, KJ played really well tonight, and then he had the most athletic play, obviously. Guarding the corner and goes down and blocks the ball in front of our bench. That was pretty athletic.
But when you're looking at Floyd's development, what did you think of his game tonight? Where is he at overall in his freshman season?
I think Floyd's done well, but you know, the thing about it is he's not strong enough to guard 50. So you got to play 50 before he catches it, and he didn't play him before he caught it tonight. He gets dead behind, gets buried. The guy makes 3-footers. So you know, he can learn on that stuff, but that's something that we've emphasized a lot with him, and he's got to get better at that. But as far as just being a rim runner and a lob threat, that opens up things for everybody else, and he's great at that.
So looking ahead to your next couple games, are you guys going to stick out in Utah for BYU and Utah, those 2 games?
Yeah, we're gonna stay in Salt Lake till Monday. So we'll go out there on Friday and stay in Salt Lake till Monday morning. So that's our plan as of now.
Do you think, I guess, a little longer road trip than usual, can that help a team at this point in the season as you're trying to help, you know, get over the hump, that consistency, anything like that? Or
I think it can. I think it can. You know, it can also not, but I think it can. But trust me, the reason we're staying the 5 days doesn't have anything to do with the pre-planned idea. This would be a good team bonding deal. Just the schedule, you know, forced us to stay. You know, why fly all the way back and turn around basically in, you know, 36 hours and fly right back to the same place? And but yeah, I think it could be a good. I think it could be a good thing for our team. That's a good point. that I hadn't really thought about much. We just talked in the locker rooms as staff, what can we do there besides eat and watch All-Star game and all that stuff together to try to create some positive bonding type things. Like snow skiing, probably out of the question. But you know, I think Park City's only about 45 minutes away, so I don't think that we'll be able to do that.
Did you have any words of wisdom with Danny or Ted tonight that you can share? Or
Yeah, I thought that the exchange was something that if it's ever written, it could sell a lot of copies. It really could. How's your family? Hey, tell everyone I said hi. But they still remember you here. You know, that was kind of about the extent of it. But it was good to see. Always good to see Dee and you know, Tad and I have gotten to be pretty good friends over the years too. So it's good to see those guys.
did you think it was a pretty good crowd considering the weather and everything?
Considering how we have played inconsistently, Gary, I thought it was a great crowd. I've never based our crowd on weather here. It seems like to me people show up regardless. I think we had one game, Sean, I could be wrong, where it was so icy one time that maybe 10 or 11,000 people were here one time in 20 years or whatever, but they show up. But the reason I thought that maybe the crowd would be less was just because how we've been inconsistent with our play, but you know, they showed up without question.
Do you think Tad's team can get it together the rest of the way? It's kind of surprising they haven't won a game.
Yeah, the league's pretty good too, and you know, they lost a lot, but can they get it together? Absolutely. And you know, they told me, I had one of the players in the line tell me, "Hey, we will see you in 2 weeks." I don't know if it's exactly 2 weeks, which is that's how you want your players to be. So you know, if you watch that Houston game the other day, it turns out being a 13 or 15 point game. Guys, it was I think it was a one possession game with 4 left. They're capable, but they're like us in that, you know, we did a really good job on the point guard. Juan did a great job on him, and Shaq, the minutes he played, did a great job on him. But you know, 23 or any of those guys are capable of stepping out and making, you know, 2, 3, or 4 threes, and you do that, that changes the whole complexion of your team. And but the thing about it is when as you guys know, even following us or following any sports teams, when it's good, you know, it's good. But when it's not, you know, you got to find some way. Just need a break to happen, and they'll get the break. I just hope it's not at our expense.
Bill, you've been emphasizing the everyday mindset versus the game day mindset. I know it's kind of a short week already, but are you starting to see that resonate? Are you starting to see evidence of your guys understanding that?
I'll be honest with you. I thought we did some good things in the first half defensively. I thought the way we started the second half was exactly the way we played on Saturday. So just to be real candid. So did it get better? Yeah, but you know, you go through phases where that's the reality of where you're at, and then you don't recover from that if you're playing on the road a lot of times. So were we better in some ways? Yes, but was it a consistent way of doing things? No. At least in my mind.
Oh, sorry.
You talked about it, and everybody's seen how good this team can be at times. I know you mentioned Duke and some. Is for you, is it frustrating as a coach that it's not happening? I don't know, all the time, or you know, you talk about the effort, the energy, and all those things.
I don't know that effort is the right word to say. I think energy is. I disagree with one thing you said. I don't think it does happen all the time, even when you're turned up. I think it gives you a better chance for it to happen more often. And that's what's, to me, is the most frustrating thing. That Shay, just to be real candid with you, When you have to coach energy, you're not really worried too much about execution. And that's something that it isn't a great formula over time. Now, does every team go through it in a course of a season? Absolutely. But it's been going on consistently too long with us, I feel.
Better work. All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, guys.
Thanks.